Welcome back to another episode of the UFC chopping block. And this is coming right after the Oliveira versus Holloway card. And so let's waste no time. When I flip over to the next page, you're going to see four white boxes. These are four fighters who are getting cut after their performances on UFC 326. And let's get right into it. Starting first, I'm going to remove this white box for Ricky Turcios. My boy Ricky Turcios, he has struggled in the UFC. We saw him win once against Brady Houston. Ricky Turcios, he's lost to Bernardo Sopaj. We saw him make this attempt to move up to the featherweight division from bantamweight. It was an unsuccessful move up. Ricky Turcios has not looked good in the UFC. He did not honestly look that good on the Ultimate Fighter either. And so Ricky Turcios, you have been cut from the UFC. Moving onward, the next white box is Cody Durden. Cody Durden, I believe he was 1-5 in his last 6 coming into this fight. Now he is 1-6 in his last 7 in the UFC. Cody Durden, he was kind of a mainstay in the flyweight division. We saw him have some big wins, right? He has decent wrestling, but he has fallen off of a cliff. He has gotten a lot older. Cody Durden, I believe, is 34, 35. In those lighter weight classes, that is certainly pretty old. He's in the flyweight division, I believe. Nigel Tumendem-Burrell with a huge, huge win for him. But if you're losing to Tumendem-Burrell, right, you can't be in the UFC anymore. Cody Durden, I believe this is his 4th loss in a row. 6 of his last 7 fights in the UFC have been L's. And so Cody Durden, you have been chopped. You are cut from the UFC. And moving on to the next fighter, Cody Brundage, my man. Cody Brundage. It's sad to see Cody Brundage on this part of the freaking UFC chopping block, but we saw Cody Brundage get slimed out by Cam Rouston on the last UFC card. We've now seen Cody Brundage lose to, I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on a Johnson. Dante Johnson, I believe his name is. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I literally just watched him fight, but it was an incredibly not impressive performance from him. But Cody Brundage did not look good in that fight. You know, he looked sloppy in every fight that he's in. He looked half decent in the first round against Cam Rouston, got slimed out, right? You know, I believe Cody Brundage, we saw him beat Cedricus Dumas. Cody Brundage has been in there in some really weird fights. The Abdul Razak Al Hassan, where he just got elbowed in the back of the head. You know, we've seen him in some no contests, in some situations where, you know, potentially it could even be a disqualification in his favor, and it looked like Cody Brundage was milking it. And so, in my opinion, Cody Brundage has been in the UFC for a lot longer than we had, you know, hoped or expected because of some of those types of performances. And so, now that Cody Brundage has lost again, I believe that's 3 losses in a row for Cody Brundage, losing to Cam Rousted. He's already 0-2 in 2026. Cam Rousted and Dante Johnson, I believe his name is. I don't know if I'm getting that wrong. Please forgive me. But Cody Brundage, you have been cut. You are on the chopping block for the UFC. And lastly, my man, Zhao Long. It was sad. You know, Zhao Long had a knockout win over Quang Li. Right? I remember that fight. But Zhao Long, after all of those fouls against Cody Garbrandt, Zhao Long is 1-3 in the UFC. These road to UFC fighters tend to not be very good. And I don't even know if he's 1-3 in the UFC or if that's counting road to UFC performances, right? But Zhao Long, not very good performances in the UFC thus far. We see him just absolutely. He was beating Cody Brundage, or Cody Garbrandt. I'm sorry. He was beating my boy No Love, Cody Garbrandt, until he freaking nailed him in the balls 3 times. Cody Garbrandt freaking throwing up in the side of the octagon. If you're fouling people that much and you're consistently losing in the UFC, his only win has come over Quang Li. I think Zhao Long, you should be on the UFC chopping block. You have been cut. And so I know this is a shorter episode. Good luck to these guys and the rest of their careers. But Ricky Turcios, Cody Durden, Cody Brundage, and Zhao Long, the 4 of you are on the UFC chopping block. The 4 of you guys should be cut. And so, thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the UFC chopping block. I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoy this content, like and subscribe. Let me know if you believe these fighters should be cut in the comments section, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.